Great day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to week 3 of Mr. Sargent Teaches Vocabulary. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got a chance to talk to a lot of people that listened and worked on the first 2 weeks. I am so impressed and so proud of each and every one of you. By looking at the words that we talked about in week 1 and week 2's video, you were able to understand the stories you were reading even more. That is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Keep up the incredible work. Now, in week 3, we have some incredible stories that we're going to identify the vocabulary for. First up, we got the story of Hercules. All right. After that, we have Other Adventures of Hercules. We have Oedipus and the Riddle of the Sphinx. And then we have Atlanta and the Golden Apples. So what we're going to do is within these 4 stories are a list of vocabulary words that I would love for you to know before you read the stories in the future. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's sit back and take a look at the words. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read through the words, and then I'm going to suggest that you pause this video. Once all the words are on the screen, go ahead and write them down on a list. This way you can write them down, you could spell them correctly, and then when we go over the vocabulary and the definitions and even the part of speech, you all can just go through, match the words, and write down the definition. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started with our list. Now, from the story Hercules, we have the words aimlessly, commotion, and dreadful. From Other Adventures of Hercules, we have accurate, guidance, immeasurable, reputation, and trample. From Oedipus and the Riddle of the Sphinx, we have encountering, insisted, and poised. Posed. And from Atlanta and the Golden Apples, we have resist, skilled, terms, and tremendously. All right, so now all the words are on the screen. I'm going to suggest that you hit pause and you go ahead and write these words in one long list. So, were you able to write all the words? If not, go back in the video. Trust me, it's going to help you write down the words now. And another thing, don't worry about the spelling. These words are challenge words. We're not so much worried about that you can spell these words. We're worried that when you read these words, you can identify them and understand what they're meaning in the sentence and in the story. Okay? So don't stress about spelling all of these words, because I'll be honest with you, just between me and you, Mr. Sargent can't spell some of these words either. But focus on the meaning of the words, and I'm going to tell you right now, it will help you with your reading. So let's start with the story of Hercules. A great story, one of the greatest characters in history. Now, the 3 words that we wrote down for Hercules were aimlessly, commotion, and dreadful. Okay, make sure you got them on your list. Let's go over their meanings now. The first one is aimlessly. Aimlessly is an adverb. Remember what an adverb is? An adverb is a word that describes a verb. It describes how someone's doing something. Now, the definition of aimlessly is without purpose or plan. So go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and write down that definition. Once again, if you see the pause down there, that is your signal that I have the definition up there, and you should pause this video. So go ahead and write aimlessly down now. All right. The next word is commotion. Commotion is a noun. Now remember what a noun is. A noun is a person, place, thing, or an idea. All right. Now, a commotion is a noisy confusion or fuss. There's the pause. Go ahead and write that down. Next word is dreadful. Dreadful is an adjective. Now, what an adjective does is an adjective describes a noun. Now, the word dreadful means terrible or extremely unpleasant. So, did you get all the 3 words? If not, go back in the video, hit that pause button, and write those words down. All right, we're now on to the other adventures of Hercules. All right, like I said, Hercules is a character that's actually in a lot of stories. So, it's okay to have him in different books. So, our words for other adventures of Hercules are accurate, guidance, immeasurable, reputation, and trample. So before we go over the definitions, make sure you have written those words down on your list. If you haven't, hit pause, make sure you have those on your list or that you can identify them on your list. And then let's go ahead and begin with the definitions. All right, so we're going to start with the first word. It's accurate. This is an adjective. It means factual, true, or without error. Next, guidance. Guidance is a noun. It is advice or help. Next, we have immeasurable. This is an adjective. It's impossible to measure. Next is reputation. Reputation is a noun. Reputation means other people's general opinion of a person. And the final word for the other adventures of Hercules is trample. Trample is a verb. Now remember, a verb is an action. It's something that is done. Now, this verb, trample, means stomp or beat down with the feet. So, did you get all the words? If not, definitely right now, go back in the video, see which words you got, see which words you didn't get. All right? Listen, work at this at your own pace. If you want to do 5 words now and then do 5 words later, go for it. The video will be here for you, and I'm going to be here for you too. So, by all means, just take your time and make sure you are getting these definitions down. Trust me, it's going to help you. So, are you ready for the next story? All right, let's go on to the next story. The next story is called Oedipus and the Riddle of the Sphinx. And we have some incredible vocabulary words for this story. Now, this story only has 3 words. Our words are encountering, insisted, and posed. Okay? So make sure, hit the pause, and write these 3 words down. And when you're ready to move on, unpause that button. All right, so let's take a look at these 3 words. The first word is encountering. This is a verb, meaning it's something that we do. Encountering means unexpectedly meeting or coming up upon. Our next word is insisted. This verb means ordered or demanded something. And then our final verb is posed. This means presented or suggested. So, did you get all the words? All right, hopefully you got all of them. Right now, we are at 11 words total, and we only have 4 more to go. Now, the last story should be a great one. It's called Atlanta and the Golden Apples. Now, the 4 words from this story are resist, skilled, terms, and tremendously. Go ahead and write these words down now. Now that we've written down the words, let's go over the part of speech and the definition. Let's start with resist. Resist is a verb. It means to turn down or say no to something. We have skilled. Skilled is an adjective. It means gifted and able. Next, we have terms. This is a noun. This means rules or conditions. And finally, we have the word tremendously. This is an adverb. And this means greatly or enormously. Now, ladies and gentlemen, those are our 15 words from these stories this week for week 3. Honestly, I think this may be the easiest week of them all. Now, some things to remember. Number 1, these are not spelling words. Like I said before, honestly, Mr. Sargent even struggled spelling some of these words. When we're talking about vocabulary, we're talking about words that you're going to see when you're reading. So we want to make sure that you're able to identify them. And when you see them, my goodness, you're going to know what they mean in the story. Now, would it be cool if you spelled these? Yes. Oh my goodness. These are a great challenge for you. If the spelling list that you get each week is too easy, then study this list. Because ultimately what we want to do is we want you using these words as well. And that's my challenge for this week. You know, last week I focused on how to organize your definitions, how to create the Freyer model and create examples and make connections. What I'd love for you to do this week is try to create your own sentences and use these words in a sentence. Well, it's a lot easier than it seems. So my challenge to each and every one of you is go through this list and see if you can write your own sentence. Now, these sentences do not have to be that long. They can be short and to the point. But what I'm going to be looking for is that they actually show the meaning. And if you want to show me your list, I cannot wait to see it. All right? So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, keep studying your vocabulary and don't forget about week 1 and week 2. We're not just studying vocabulary week to week. What we want to do is build our vocabulary so that when we master these words become ours and we can use them. So make sure you're going back and studying week 1 and week 2 and reviewing week 3 so that when you come to school, you know these words. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you need any help, I am here. Have a great day. Keep studying your vocabulary and keep reading. I cannot wait to see you next week.